Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, what may be the most capable and intense mechanical sports watch ever made. You're looking at an SIHH 2015 launch made in 300 pieces in black ceramic and grade 5 titanium. This is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Compressor Extreme Lab 2. Now the watch is simply overwhelming. You can see this example has not been excessively polished, disassembled, or fettled, so it is in fantastic functional condition, and you can see it is in as worn condition. So taking a quick look at the dimensions of this watch, first let me just advise you it's not all that heavy. Made mostly of ceramic, sapphire, and titanium, it's a light watch. It is large though. 46.8 millimeters means this is no joke, but maybe in other dimensions it's not as big as you think. 15.6 millimeters thick and 53.5 from lug tip to lug tip. It features these incredible mechanical ergonomic ratcheting multi-position lugs, and then a quick release system for this strap, which can be replaced with a factory leather alternative. We'll throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and over the years I've considered buying one of these, always going back and forth concerning whether or not it fits me. So I'm just going to show you as much of my arm as I can and let you make the call. So my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. Here's your down the barrel, here's your cuff shot, and there's your over the top. You can decide whether that fits me or whether your wrist needs to be just a little bit bigger. This is one serious strap. You can see they have numbers so you can remember exactly where your specific fit lies. And notice, twin perforations. We have the world's most sophisticated pin buckle here. Not just two pins, but we have both a long and a short cam-based adjustable system that also allows you to quick release the buckle from the strap. So just as you can quick release the strap from the case by lifting this shutter and releasing the strap, just like that, you can also remove the buckle from the strap without any need to resort to tools. And I've been advised that if you were to buy this piece, the cost in francs would be in the 4-figure range. So a serious buckle on a serious watch. Now, it's actually quite easy to put it all back together. Some people struggle with this, but it's very simple. You just compress, and then once you've compressed, you just slide it right back in. Some people forget that first step. Okay. Back in, secure. 100 meters water resistant. Because the crown doesn't pull out, it's a multi-function crown that has a GMT mode, a setting mode, and a winding mode. The crown doesn't pull out, so you hack the watch by using the hacking lever on the side of the case, just like that. It stops the watch, brings everything to a halt. We do have that crown with a ceramic shoulder, and then we have guards for the chronograph pushers to prevent them from being sheared or damaged by impact. We have little rubber traction plots outboard there. You can see polish and media blast on the crown. There's also a sort of diagonal cut on the edge of the bezel, and you can see it actually reverses direction at the mid case on each side. A lot of little details here. It is grade 5 titanium, and we do have quite a bit of ceramic here as well. That's what the bezel is made of. And you can see on the dial, we've got a 60-minute digital chronograph register. So we have chronograph seconds, we have chronograph minutes up to 60, which is an unusual thing on a chronograph. Here you can see it roll through the jump to minute number 4. Then we've got a 24-hour chronograph hours register that's coaxial with the running seconds of the watch. We've got a stub hand. You can see it just below the chronograph seconds right there. That stub hand is your second time zone, and there's a 12 24-hour dial down at the bottom that's keyed to that. That'll give you clarity whether you're looking at, for example, nighttime or daytime. There is a date that sits adjacent to the multifunction crown indicator, which has its own blued bridge, and you just push this. You do not pull the crown out. Do not attempt to do that. You can see now I'm moving everything in sync. So the little 24-hour dial down at the bottom is moving. You can see right there. I'm looking at 6 a.m. on that second time zone. Now I can put this in a neutral mode where I wind it. You can see the 60-hour power reserve is represented by a arc across the top of the dial. And as you wind it, that arc changes color from blue to white. And then I put it in GMT mode, and now I can move the local hour independently. You can see how that can reverse the date in either direction, depending on which way you're flying across the international date line. There's a lovely ruthenium coat on this movement. The pieces themselves are nicely decorated with satination, polished beveling, mirrored screw heads. There's a lot going on this caliber, and this caliber 780 is a very accomplished machine. It features the watch as a whole, if you were to include everything, is over 700 parts. The movement by itself is 70 joules and 569 parts. So taking a look at this movement, it's a fascinating movement that's designed for shock resistance. We have a full balance bridge and a free-sprung balance Rolex style to better accept shock and weather those kind of concussions. And then the hairspring is trapped between the bridge underneath for the escapement and the bridge on top for the balance. And so that acts a little bit like ball spring lock in that it prevents the flat hairspring from ever being displaced too much by shock. That improves timekeeping. We have a platinum mass on the rotor, which, along with ceramic bearings, tremendously improves winding efficiency. A 4 hertz beat rate. You can see the column wheel for the chronograph right there. It has a very crisp column wheel feel. It also has a vertical clutch, so that when you engage the watch, it engages without any jump or stagger. And if you wish to leave your chronograph running, you can do so without any additional hazard, wear, or tear to the watch, because the vertical clutch's inherent nature. It has no extra play or meshing of gears. Taking a quick look, there is actually a fair amount of luminescence, and the watch is quite easy to read in the dark. And again, 100 meters water resistant. So between a great deal of durability and shock resistance, water resistance, luminescence, many individual and extremely special features. This is a watch for the ages. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.